Alright, so I'm going to show you how I make up frames. I use a jig. I use a pneumatic stapler. I use 1 1/8" staples. I use a little rubber mallet to tap things down and seat them. And I use glue, water-resistant interior-exterior glue. And then the most important thing...
Great.
Thank you. One of the most important things I use when I build frames is a home brew. This is kind of a tedious, boring job, so having a home brew makes it a little more enjoyable. This is probably, maybe a 2 home brew job, to go through about 100 of them. Okay, so let's get started and show you how I do it. So I use the jig. I rack these pieces in the side. And I can tell you more about the jig in maybe another video. Just Google honeybee frame making jigs. You'll find all kinds of ones. I prefer this. I like this one the best. They have one with a spring. This is cool. So I line them up on the side like that. I then take my glue. And I glue each side going down like this. I just squirt a little glue in there. It's so important to glue your frames and nail them or staple them. If you don't glue them, they'll blow out, and I've tested it. I was a little weak on the glue one time, and I shook some bees off some frames, and the frames blew out right on the ground. So definitely glue. So I kind of come down here, each little tab. It might seem like it's taking a while right now, but if you don't have this jig, it takes forever to do this. This definitely speeds it up. Okay. Oh, you need a compressor too to run your stapler. Then I put the bottoms in, make sure the groove is down. Just squish these in. Okay, let's squish that one in. I'm trying to go fast, so you're not just watching me do this. It's not a race. Squish them in the glue. Okay, one more. Okay, then I kind of go back over, make sure that I've got them in there. They're all nice and lined up. I take my little rubber mallet, seat them in there. Again, it's important to make sure you do that. Plug in my air tool. And I go down and I staple one staple. For the bottoms, I just do one. When you're stapling, make sure you don't hold the stapler at an angle so you shoot it out the side. That wouldn't be good. There, bottom's done. Now I flip it over and I do the top. Repeat with the glue. Make sure you glue all these little nubbies. Very important to glue. Trust me. So gluing, 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 gluing. Go down the back. This side. Sorry for the banging. My daughter's out on the porch banging a basketball. Almost done. Okay, that's glued, and then I shove in the tops. Just like the bottoms. I've seen people make these jigs up to do 20 of them at a time. But I'm not that hardcore. I don't need to do 20 at a time. I think this year I only need to make up about 200 frames, so not a big deal to do 10 at a time. There, squish those in the glue. Take my rubber mallet. and staple them down. Now it's the top. On the top, I do 2 staples. So, bang, bang. Now the reason I spin it around is just for my trigger, my safety trigger guard. It's just easier to do that. That's why I spin it. And there, I'm all done. 10 of them done. I pulled these 2 things out of the jig. And then these things just pop all out. There, 10 done. I recommend the jig. And that's how I make up my frames. I probably will go through and wipe the excess glue off with my finger though. I kind of smear that out of there. And that's it. That's how I make my frames. Oh. Cheers. It's very important to keep your homebrew out of the way so you don't spill it.